What's good, y'all? This your boy Woke, man. We back with another video today. So, y'all, we got that damn Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez fight last night. Bruh, that wasn't even a fight. That was a sacrifice. Oscar Valdez got sacrificed by Canelo Alvarez so he can keep fighting the fighters he's fighting, and he can keep ducking Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez. Oscar Valdez was sent on a dummy mission versus Shakur Stevenson. It was that bad. They knew Valdez had nothing for Shakur. Bob Arum left the pre-fight post conference because he said he cared about both fighters too much. He said he didn't want to see either fighter lose. No, what it was Bob Arum was forced to make this fight because Bud Crawford is suing him for racial discrimination. So he had to make this fight to show, nah, I give black fighters the big fights. I give the black fighters the good fights. See, look, Shakur's fighting Oscar Valdez. They planned on making Oscar Valdez fight Navarrete. That's what they wanted to do. That lawsuit dropped by Bud, and you know, Bud and Shakur close. Bob had to make this fight. Especially after Valdez popped hot for that T. You know, for that PED. And then Valdez also got a robbery decision over Conceição. Plus the loss, bro. They had no choice. They had to make this fight. They didn't want to. They were forced to. If you look at Reynoso before the fight, in the intro, when he was standing in the ring for the ring, announced Valdez's name, he didn't look confident. He knew the outcome. Eddie Reynoso, and I'll put the link up here. I even do a video about it, bro. He said black American fighters are the hardest style to coach against. You know why we're the hardest? We're slick, we're athletic. We do the sport of boxing how it's supposed to be. Hit but don't get hit. Shakur Stevenson is that modern day in every sense of the word. Big, strong, athletic, rangy, skilled as hell, powerful, high ring IQ. And it's like Shakur was standing right in front of Oscar Valdez the whole entire night. That's the sad part. He wasn't running like y'all say he running. No, dudes don't be running. Dudes don't want to get hit. Who wants to be a crash dummy and go in there and get hit 1,000 times? That's stupid. You got a career, you got life after. You get in there, you do your work, you make your money, you go home safe. That's what you do. Shakur Stevenson stood right in front of Oscar Valdez, and Oscar Valdez was made to look like an amateur. That's who they built up. That's who they told y'all was the best. Every promotion, WBC Kingpin Oscar Valdez versus newly crowned, you know, versus new champ Shakur Stevenson. They was talking like Valdez was him. Valdez was not him. Shout out to Oscar Valdez for his heart. He didn't get stopped. I think Shakur Stevenson could have stopped him, truthfully. Shakur Stevenson was playing it safe, which is cool. He dominated him so bad. He beat Oscar Valdez so bad that they couldn't even rob Shakur Stevenson. Because you see, they gave Oscar Valdez, one judge gave him 2 rounds, the other 2 gave him 3. Oscar Valdez didn't win a round. Even round 3, when he was actually finally landing something. Just because you are not getting dominated in the round doesn't mean you won a round. I'm sorry. That was a 12-0 skunk. 12-0 with the 10-8, I want to say in the 6th, I believe. Because he got the knockdown. That was a demolition, bro. That was a demolition. Shout out to Oscar Valdez for not, you know, the announcers were trying to set up Valdez for an excuse, trying to say Shakur was too big. Nah, Valdez kept saying, no, Shakur was just a better fighter. He was too skilled. He was rangy. He was athletic. He was just too smart. He was too good of a boxer. He knew his game plan. He did what he had to do. Shout out to Oscar Valdez. That's how you take your L. That's my whole thing, dude. Take your L. I don't want no folly. I don't want no corrupt judges. I don't want no long counts from the refs. I don't want none of that. That's all I want. Fair fight. Fair judging. Fair reffing. Whoever wins, wins. That's how it's supposed to be. You put the two quote unquote best in there. Who the better man? And that's it. Shakur Stevenson is levels above Oscar Valdez. The only dude that can even rather hang with Shakur Stevenson right now is probably Devin Haney, because I say Devin Haney and Tank, the only two that really can give him anything. And honestly, if you want to go up a division, maybe in 140, a guy like Regis Prograis could give Shakur Stevenson some work. That'll be a good fight, you know, because Regis got power. He real shifty. Honestly, we need to talk about the robberies of the past 5 years. Regis Prograis beat Josh Taylor, but Josh Taylor was in Europe, in the UK. I know he's Scottish or something, but that's his backyard. Regis should be 140 pound undisputed. But anyway, Shakur, he a problem. You know, Shakur top 5 pound for pound right now. It's not that close. Let's look at the punch stats. You know, I like bringing the punch stats. Punch stats are subjective sometimes, but they're subjective because sometimes the media want to paint a certain narrative. You got to use your own eyes to really count the strikes. That's what I do. That's what I grew up doing my whole life, watching combat sports. It's point fighting. You count the strikes that are landed. A clean shot maybe give weight of 2 points, quote unquote. A real clean one, maybe 3. Obviously get dropped. You know how it goes. Let's look at these punch stats, y'all. Look at this, man. I ain't even read these. Let's just read them right now. Total punches. Let's look at the totals, man. Where the totals at? We'll go round by round after. Total punches landed. Valdez 110, Shakur Stevenson 189. I'll be honest with y'all, watching the fight, it didn't even look this close. Total jabs 6-31, right? This is probably because he had a lot of filler. He landed more jabs than 31. I'm sorry. He did. Power punches 104 to 158. This is what I'm saying. If you watch the fight, Valdez didn't land 110 punches. He didn't land as many punches. Like let's go up here round by round. Round 1, they say he landed 6. 6, 5 can make sense. 15, I didn't see 15. I had like 8 or 9 maybe he landed. 8, I don't think he 8, 2, okay, makes sense. 9, 17, 13. Valdez never landed over double-digit shots in a round. I'm sorry. This is what I'm saying. You got to be careful of punch stats. You got to be careful, because see, some of these punch stats try to make it like it was closer than what it was. 6-9, 5-14. Okay, that makes sense. 15-8. That's no. Shakur outlanded him even in round 3. Even though I had it more like 10-9, 10-8. Shakur. It wasn't 15-8. Valdez. Shakur doubled him, tripled him on punches. 9-10, 17-9. Like no. Nah. This is the truth. 14-6, 4-16. That's more so what it was every round. You know, 14 fit. Like, see, when people look back, oh well Valdez, maybe round 12, maybe round 10. Oh, you name, man, 8, 3 especially. So I mean, it was pretty like a split, or 7 or 9-10. No, if you watch that fight, you know what the truth was. Be skeptical of the punch stats. Use punch stats when they agree with what you see, like a reference point. But dude, this fight wasn't even a fight. Like I said, I don't know if Canelo didn't want to be the only guy in the gym without a zero. and he sent Oscar Valdez on that dummy mission. But you see why Canelo fights some of the people he fights. He don't want to get in the ring with Demetrius Andrade. Do I think Demetrius Andrade does exactly what Shakur Stevenson did to Oscar Valdez? I'm not going to say he does exactly that to Canelo, but he's an archetype to do it though. Rangy, athletic, powerful, quick, great defense. Canelo don't want that. Canelo is a 5'8", heavy, super middleweight. Really, he should be middleweight. Boo Boo is about 6 foot, much longer arms, quick, defense, power. You know, like Canelo set Valdez up to go, we fight the... No, you don't, Canelo. You don't even fight these kind of guys no more. You fought Floyd and Lara, and that was it for you on this type of style. That was it. It was done for you. I mean, I'm happy Valdez, I know they were forced into the fight. I'm happy he went in there, tried his best, did what he had tried to do, came out, no excuses. I respect that. Even though he cheated last fight, got a robbery decision versus Conceição. Respected him for taking the Shakur fight, trying his hardest, not making no excuses for the loss. It is what it is. He looks sad, dejected, but that's what it is, man. Put these fighters in here with the best. Stop hiding people. Stop protecting these fighters, dude. Stop building these dudes up to then they fight somebody, they get outclassed. Why you think Arum? You know Bob Arum used to manage Manny Pacquiao, right? And for years, everybody, Manny could beat Floyd. Manny will beat Floyd. Make the fight, Bob. What's going on? See, when Manny left Bob Arum was finally honest. He said, you know, I never made the fight and I never wanted to make the fight because I knew the result already. I knew what would happen. Floyd beat Manny easy. And what happened? Floyd beat Manny easy. Bob Arum revealed the truth. They literally protect these fighters from other dudes for a reason, to build up the fight. Granted, smart to do, but they know they gonna lose. Bob Arum, it was a story reported, a person that used to work for Top Rank. I'll pull the story, we'll do a whole video about it. He said Bob Arum, growing up in the ranks, he had this rule called the NBF rule, the no black fighter rule. He said, why? What's NBF? Well, he said NBF, no black fighters, because the black American fighter, black fighter in general, they're too athletic, they're too rangy, they're too slick, they punch harder. This is what the guy that worked at Top Rank said, that Bob Arum put on the board. Said no black fighters. So he would protect his non-black fighters from these great black fighters. I'm not saying every black fighter is great, no. The great black fighters, he said, we keep them from certain guys because we know they'll beat them. So Oscar Valdez is a guy that could have fought Shakur Stevenson at 126. He was Shakur Stevenson mandatory at that point. Guess what? He didn't fight him then. He could have been fought Shakur Stevenson at 130. He didn't want to. Now they got forced into the fight, and look what happened. It wasn't even competitive. So, hey man, he's like, whoa, why you always bringing up race, bro? This is the reality of boxing. It's been whole documentaries about how black fighters for years couldn't get certain fights. Had a thing called a black murderers row where black fighters had to fight each other because the white champs didn't want them to fight. And then when then black fighters get the fight, they had to take some bogus deal. Like Joe Louis finally got to fight Tooney, I want to say, his first title shot. You know, Joe Louis had to sign over 10% of his rest of his career purses forever to get that fight, because the guy knew Joe Louis was gonna whoop him. Joe Louis whooped him, but then the guy got 10% of every Joe Louis purse for the rest of his career. They got to make the loss worth it, right? If they gonna lose, they gotta lose and make a whole bunch of money to be able to retire off of it, or it got to be the best of the best. You know, it is what it is. You know about Sonny Liston. he dealt with so much racism from the media, boxing promoters not wanting to put him in title fights. Sonny Liston ran through the whole top 10, like knocked everybody out, and finally got a title shot versus Floyd Patterson. When Floyd Patterson was black, sad to say, during the civil rights era, black folks didn't want Sonny Liston to be the champ because of his image. He finally got the fight, knocked Floyd Patterson out in the second round of the first fight, got a rematch, knocked him out in the first round. And then, quote unquote, after the rigged Muhammad Ali fights, both of them, it is what it is. It's recorded. Sonny drew through the second fight. First fight, it was a tie till his shoulder went out. When he tried to get the fight moved back, they didn't let him. And they knew if they let him get healthy, it would have been a problem for Ali. So Ali never